I'm in the kitchen. I've made a few little changes. Some of you probably won't notice what they are, but I thought I'd show you what I've done. This right here on the stove is some roasted vegetables that I did this afternoon. I ate a few of them a little bit ago, just haven't put them away. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, cauliflower, carrots, and Brussels sprout. And they make a wonderful, wonderful meal with just a salad. So I think I've already put that recipe on my YouTube channel, and I don't remember what it's called, but I'm sure you can find it. Okay, I've done a little work in the kitchen, and I'm going to try to show you what I have done, but it's not going to be easy because I've got my camera on the tripod. I'm going to have to lift it and move it, and it's going to be wobbly and a little bit shaky because I'm not going to be able to get everything in the picture. I want it from top to bottom, but it's not going to work that way. And just bear with me if I can manage to show you the main features of what I have done. Now, Jan helped me. I went in the Feather Your Nest one day and walked back to the back, and a lady had something in her booth that just made me almost swallow my tongue. Oh my goodness gracious, wouldn't I love to have that? Well, I told Jan about it later, and she agreed. Oh, yes, it is not. Now, this is something that some of you probably have never even seen this furniture, but most of you have heard of the Indiana Hoosier cabinets. You know, they came in sets, different styles, different sizes, and this happened to be a 3-piece set. My kitchen is too small. I can't put that in my kitchen. There's no place for it to go. But I wanted it. Oh, did I want it. So I came home and I started measuring. How can we get that in my kitchen? Well, I got Jan in on the act too, and she wasn't agreeable at first. She thought I was crazy for even trying it. You're not going to get it through the door. You're not going to get it in that corner. Well, I've measured. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Okay, she came over. She measured too. Need to go this way. No, I think it needs to go the other way. Well, how are we going to get it through the front door, through the dining area? Going to have to move the dining room table, and then we've got to slide it all the way through to the end of the kitchen. We're not going to get it in that corner. And then it occurred to me, I have 2 doors to my condo, a front door and a back door. And that back door is in the corner in the kitchen. We don't have to come through the dining area. We don't have to come all the way through the galley kitchen. We can come in the back door right at the end of the kitchen. I think it'll work. I think it will. Well, I wasn't real sure, but you know, I was so hopeful because I wanted this to go in my kitchen. It's old, vintage. You rarely see this anywhere anymore. My mother had the Hoosier cabinet. I've got a Hoosier cabinet. It's sitting in Jan's house because I couldn't get it in my kitchen. This set is 3 pieces. Goodness gracious. Maybe I have lost my mind. But we're going to try. And if it doesn't work, I bought furniture that I have to turn around and sell it to somebody else that can use it. So Jan liked the idea. She was just so fearful that we couldn't get it through the kitchen. Well, she called on our friend Nina. Nina's always there when we need her. And between the three of us, and I should just say two, because they wouldn't let me do much of any thing except open the door and point to where to put it and which way to go. And we brought that furniture in the front door of the building. He had to pad the elevator for us because we weren't allowed to put any furniture on the elevator unless it was padded. Okay, we got that done. Got the 3 pieces on the elevator and brought up. And little by little and movement by movement, scoot, push, tug, we did it. 2 pieces went in the dining area. There were 2, one on each. There was a main cabinet that went in the center. It was about 40 inches wide. Then there were 2 tall, slender cabinets, just for nothing but shelves and doors. They were to go on either side of the center cabinet. But that wasn't going to happen, so those 2 tall ones, I said, I think I can put them in the dining room next to my big white china cabinet that has all of my Fiesta Ware in it. Now, all of you've seen that cabinet time and time again because it's usually the background to any of my stories that I tell. And one cabinet will go to the left, the other to the right. And they brought those in. Oh my gosh, they fit perfect. Perfect. The color, the old worn paint. I mean, it's worn, sure enough. You see where it's flaked off and that sort of thing. But it's the kind of cabinet that you don't want to strip it and paint it. You want to leave it with its original look. And that's what we did. Jan and Anna managed each to put a cabinet in. And I'm going to show it to you last. So I'm going to try to move my camera around. I'm going to show you my Jadeite first. And then I'm going to show you how we managed to get the Hoosier cabinet in the corner of my kitchen. It doesn't show up very much unless you come back to the back of the kitchen. But I love it. It's everything I could have ever wanted. Of course, it got wobbly drawers and it's got chip paint and it's got all of what you'd expect to have in something that dates back to 1930 and 1940. But it also has my jewel tea autumn leaf dishes, and they went in this cabinet perfectly. Got them all in where you can see them. There are no doors to hide my jewel tea dishes. And it's a little dark back in the corner because there's no light there. But I think if I move my camera around, I hope I can get it to where you can see the different parts. This is something I'm not used to doing. This is something I don't know how to do. Probably never will learn how to do. But we're going to make a stab at it because I want you to see what I bought. And I think you'll like it too. It's for the old-fashioned look. And we're going to move a little at a time. You're going to see there's my toaster. I moved my toaster back. I had it over by the sink. And I said, no, got to get that microwave back by the sink and the toaster on the little table. So I'm going to go around a little more, and let's see what we can see. With the toaster, same little shelf that I've always had. And let's see what we can see. I've got the lower shelf there, showing some of my utensils. Let's move up to the, upper shelf. You see there's some of my Jadeite on 2 upper shelves. Now this is not easy to do because the camera doesn't want to stay still, but you can get an idea. That's the 2 upper shelves. We'll move back down where I can set it on the floor. And this is where I have my flour and sugar and spaghetti and all of the things in the canisters. And down below that, move it back, you're going to see more Jadeite. Not a very good position, but I think you can still see it. Let's move on around. I'm going to turn it. And I'll move this back a little more so you can see there's one of my jewel teapots. It's the one that has the tulip pattern. I really like that pattern. You don't see very much of it. So, oh, and there's another thing I want to show you. I'm going to move up just a tiny bit. This is a little, I don't know if it's a little for grease or if it's for sugar or what. Anyway, it's just a little dish that Jan's friend gave me for Christmas. I just love it. I've never seen one like it before. Now let's go on around. Yeah. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. Let's pull this forward a little. I've shown this before, but some of you haven't seen it. Where is it? I've lost it. There it is, right there. There it is. This is an egg cooker. This is a 1920s egg cooker. See the little aluminum lid? There's the little spout there. Here's the electrical cord. I'm just going to let it drop down. And inside is a little rack that you set 4 eggs on. See the holes where you put your 4 eggs on? It's kind of hard to see it, isn't it? There we go. Got my fingers sticking in the holes. That's where you put your eggs. I should have had some out here to sample for you. Now, this is the bottom, ceramic. And you can see those little holes. You pour a little water in there, you plug it in, and that heats up the water. You put this back in here. You put your 4 eggs in there, and you set the lid on it. And I don't remember how long it takes, but you can figure if you want soft-boiled, hard-boiled, however. But you want to make sure that the water doesn't run dry. And so when it to the consistency you want your egg to be, you unplug it, and you've got your 4 boiled eggs. I love it. When I found it in the Antique Mall in Knoxville, Tennessee, I didn't know what it was. The lady had to explain it to me. I said, I've never seen anything like that in my life. And so I couldn't wait to get home to sample my egg cooker. So there you've seen that. I'll put the cord back later. Get it out of the way. Now you can see more of my jadeite. Now we started this jadeite way back about 1981. And the very first pieces I bought were, you see, the sugar and the coffee, and somewhere is the, oh, over here in the corner is the tea. It's a smaller one. Those 3 pieces I bought. I couldn't afford them. I didn't know anything about them. I knew they were old, vintage kitchen items, and I wanted them. So I bought them. I paid $85 for those 3 pieces. Now, for someone like me, $85 was like robbing the bank. I didn't care. I had that much money with me that day, and I was going to buy those 3 pieces. Didn't plan on starting a collection. I just wanted them. Well, now that I've got those 3 pieces, I come across something like the sugar and salt, pepper, flour. Don't know which came first, but I ought to get them because they match my sugar and coffee and tea canisters. Well, of course I had to have them. I didn't buy them all at the same time, but when I found them, I did buy them. Now, there are some pieces here that I consider very costly. Whoops. Okay, look up on that shelf. You see those little spice jars back there? There's 4 of them. One of those little spice jars cost $65. I didn't pay it. Somebody else did. But I think you need to see how it looks. See the real size of it. See this? This is just about 4 inches high. And this is the lid. That's all it is. This little square lid. And I'm going to set it back up there because I broke one of them once and I sat and cried for 30 minutes. Because you can't find them anywhere you look. You have to be looking for them, and they're going to cost you a pretty penny. So up on that shelf, we go on up. We go up to, I think I see a couple of coffee mugs up there. Try finding Jadeite coffee mugs, the original ones. You're gonna have to come forth a few bucks. Yep, it's gonna cost you a few bucks if you get those mugs. I was lucky. My sister had the 2 mugs and she gave them to me. Now, I go on around. And right up on this shelf are 2 mixing bowls with a handle. See, there's one and there's one. One of them was given to me as a wedding gift. That was 1954. You figure it up how many years that was. It was over 70 years, let's put it that way. So I wouldn't part with my mixing bowl. Now, back down to the lower shelf again. And let's see if there's anything here that stands out as special. Not unless you call this special. This is also an egg cooker. I think I paid $6 or $8 for that at a 127 yard sale over in, I don't know where it was, off the highway somewhere. And the lady said it was an egg cooker. Well, what in the world do you do with it? I think what you do is you lay your eggs in the little bowl section around there, and then you just dip them down in a pan of boiling water, and that's how you boil your egg. That's what's called another style egg cooker. On the wall above, let's see if I got that. I'm trying to get up to my there are 3 matching graters. I've got the original box. They've never been used. They are very old, and the box has a sheet of paper with the instructions on how to use those graters. That's why you hold on to things like that, because they're unusual, they're interesting, and they're old. Now I'm coming to the feature. Well, let's see. Let's look at this first. You see all this right in here? Well, I got my camera aimed at the wrong thing. There we go. See what these are? There's my little line. That's your cookie cutter. Oh, let's see what else. There's all kinds of cookie cutters in here. There's your bunny rabbit. Shame I didn't make cookies for Easter, but I would have eaten all of them myself. Let's see what else. Oh my God. Now, this is your original can opener. This is a true can opener. Oh, I've used that I've got 2 of them. Used them many times. This is the kind my mother used. I doubt if she had anything any different than this all her cooking years. But I love the... Okay, there's lots of little things down in here. Oh, and this is a biscuit cutter, or I don't know what you call it. But you see in the center, you can take that little centerpiece out, and you can cut out your biscuits. And if you leave the centerpiece in, you've got probably make little cookies. I've never made any, but all of these have green handles, and that's the reason I kept them. I got rid of the other colors that I had. We're moving around, and I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try. I want you to see what's sitting in the corner of my kitchen now. I'm going to have to go clear to the bottom. Let's see if I can get back far enough that I can, this tripod not cooperating. Can you see the bottom of the cabinet? See those 3 drawers? Those 3 drawers across there. They got aluminum bottoms and sides. I put some plastic boxes in there. That way, whatever I put in there, whether it's food, cake mixes, no matter what, they're going to be okay because they'll be in my plastic boxes, like your plastic shoe boxes. Okay, I really want you to see this good, and I'm not going to be able, I'm getting a finger caught. let's keep trying. See there on the bottom shelf, you see some of my autumn leaf pattern jewel tea dishes. Now this right here is the cabinet, the end of the cabinet from the kitchen sink. And it's set back in, right there, set back, and that's where my kitchen door is. It is back in this corner. And it just happened to be wide enough for me to get this cabinet in there. See those 3 drawers on the top? Oh, and let me show you. Hold on. I gotta straighten my, there. I'm turning loose of that. But you know, every old Hoosier cabinet had a cutting board. See my cutting board? You can see where it's been painted. Somebody painted a sort of a kind of grass green. And then on top of that was white. It's supposed to be white. But it's been a long, long time that that's been painted. Down below, let's see if I can see it. No, you can't see it. Down below is a little center drawer. Can you see this drawer? Let me see if I can point to it. Let's see, I need to come this way. See that drawer right there? Big long drawer. Perfect drawer for putting your loose recipes. There's my ball pitcher. Got that I got 6 pieces of this at the auction a month or 2 ago for $2. $2. 6 pieces. That right there? You can see the bowls. You see the plates. Okay, let's hook up a little to an upper shelf. This doesn't belong in here. We'll take it out. Okay, all right. My teacups. Oh, I've got about 2 dozen of these little berry bowls. They're just adorable. Don't you like those? So I've got them lined up across the middle shelf. Here's a pretty teapot. You can see it. You know, I don't have to take everything out so you can see it. Okay. Then we go up next. There's my mother's teapot. Here's another little, I call that a water pitcher. Well, I don't have to describe all of the pieces to you, because you know what a salt and pepper shaker looks like. You know what the cream and sugar looks like. And up above the gravy boat and way up on top. Let's see if I can go on up higher, because I want you to see this pretty cabinet. See the design? See those pretty little designs? Those were original. They have not been changed. Let's go on up. Whoop. What do you think about that? That cabinet has every piece I own of Jewel Tea's Autumn Leaf. And I have never seen it looking prettier than it looks right now on this cabinet. It's a shame it can't be out where you can see it from the dining room or the rest of the kitchen. But that's one of those play pretties that the little girl saw and had to have. So Daddy didn't buy it for her. She bought it herself. That way there was no argument about how much it cost. And you don't need that. Well, yes, I did need that. I needed that. Like I need a hole in the head, somebody would say. No, I needed that because I love looking at it. I love knowing that there are a few pieces in there that belong to my mother. And this is all vintage dishes of one pattern. The two doors at the bottom of the cabinet, good for storage, and I've already got them full. Now, I'm going to try to walk to the dining room with my camera. We're going to pass through where the kitchen sink is. I've moved the microwave back over to the sink, and I want to get rid of it and get me a new one because I don't like it. Well, off we go into the dining room. And there's my moolie. See the moolie right here? It was already sitting out, so I just set it on the countertop. Now, here we go. Back to the dining room. Now, this is not going to be easy, so just stay with me. Close your eyes for a minute. This is the top part of the cabinet. Can you see? I decided to put my blue and white decorator pieces in these three little shelves. I really am going to have to move back so that you can see the shelves together. Let's see. All right. This gives you an idea. See, this is the end of my big cabinet right here. And this cabinet fit right in there. And the little door at the bottom, I got two big shelves in there. Got them crammed full of decorator items. And let's see what's on top. I'll try to move it enough that you can see the top of the cabinet. See there? There's the top of the cabinet next to my big Fiesta Ware cabinet. Now I'm going to just start turning this a little bit. You can see some of my Fiesta Ware inside. Let's keep moving. There, we're coming to the other cabinet. I'm going to move around to the other side. You see it? Just like the other one. See the bottom of it? See the designs on the doors, the decals. Let's move back up. I've got some of my vintage blue and white. I put little chickens in each one. Just happened to have them. And I thought they looked kind of cute. So I'm moving all the way up. And there's my copper tea leaf that I bought at an auction on top of the cabinet. So we'll just see if I can kind of pull it back. Whoops. A little more. I want you to be able to see the whole thing, but it's not going to happen. I don't have enough space. But you see my Fiesta Ware dishes? How pretty they look. Let's see. That's the middle cabinet. And this is my new little narrow Indiana Hoosier cabinet. I'm going to try one more move and see what happens. that's not doing a very good job, but I really wanted you to see the whole thing, and I can't manage that. There's the middle cabinet. You can see the edge of, see the edge here of the cabinet. Oh, and this, my blue and white dishes. Can you see the blue and white dishes down there? They are beautiful, just beautiful. Now, you've been looking at my red and white dishes for years now. Take another look. I moved them to the bottom shelf. Can you see them? Those are my English Abbey dishes. And then the other side is the blue and white. I think they are beautiful dishes. And above them, well, the chandelier's in my hair right now. I'm trying to get out of the way without getting tangled. There you see my chandelier. Well, that's just in the mirror, in the glass door, you can see the chandelier some. But that's part of my dishes collection. You've seen the Jewel Tea Autumn Leaf. This is my English Abbey. This is my Fiesta Ware. And this is my Indies Johnson Brothers in the blue and white. So I decided that's about all I could get in those cabinets, but they look so pretty, and you're invited to see it someday. Someday. I've got a lot more work to do, but I really wanted you to see my new cabinets, that my Indiana Hoosier cabinet that would date. These, I think, are probably among the earliest, and I'm going to say the late 1930s cabinets. And I love the decals on each of the doors. So that's my program for tonight. Here is a gravy boat that I didn't manage to get in the cabinet. It just wouldn't fit. But this is the piece that matches my English Abbey. I happen to have 3 gravy boats. These are beautiful dishes. They date, I know, before 1940. So that's a general idea of the kind of things I collect, things I enjoy. And right now, yesterday and today I've been dizzy and when you're dizzy, you get sick at your stomach. I've taken several naps today, and I've had my meclizine. Meclizine I take is a prescription from the doctor, and it keeps me from getting so sleepy. Because when I take meclizine, I can just sleep around the clock. And it keeps my head woozy. So I'm hoping by tomorrow I'll be over all of this stuff. And we'll see what I can come up with next. I have 2 or 3 stories I want to work on. They're very hard to put together partly because I don't have enough information. I'm not aware of the story behind my story, but I will get to some interesting stories for you. And I'm kind of slowing down a little bit because I don't know anything to tell you. This everyday stuff is not what I call Cinderella stories. And I'd like to tell a few Cinderella stories if I could come up with some. So I'm going to let you go. I've held you too long already. And I know that there's nobody going to copy my style when it comes to show and tell. I don't think they can top me. So you take care and hope we keep some pretty weather. And I'll be talking to you later. Let me know what you think about my new cabinet, because I've worked awful hard on getting them cleaned and put together and my pretty treasures inside them. So thank you for watching.